One thing that I always love watching the transfer portal is seeing the diamonds in the rough. A kid that was a highly touted recruit coming out of high school, then flies under the radar when he enters the portal, becomes an overnight sensation at his new school, puts up impeccable numbers. And then you go back and you watch the film and go, where was that version of the kid when we saw him play? Where was this version when he was out here? So, who is the best kept secret in this year's transfer portal? Let's talk about NC State quarterback MJ Morris. If you are new here, welcome on into the channel. My name is Cole Thompson. I'm a radio show host based in Houston, and I talk college football daily. So if this is the type of content you enjoy, plus anything going on with coaching searches, bowl games, the national championship, and a bunch of other nonsense in the world of college football, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on your diamond in the rough transfer. Tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, your best of bros, anybody that likes college football, and the drunk passed out dude in a Waffle House parking lot about this channel, because we're on the race to 1,000, then 5,000, then 10,000, and 100,000 is the ultimate goal, plus more. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get there. So why don't you go ahead and jump on in while the water's fine. Give me a follow on social media at Mr. Cole Thompson. It's the exact same as my YouTube handle. That way, the college football conversation never has to stop flowing. MJ Morris is a very interesting prospect, and I think for a multitude of reasons, because there are going to be people who were tuned out and turned off by his decision to redshirt despite having the starting job. There are going to be people who will say this kid isn't committed to the program and he really doesn't want to have quarterback controversy. And his comments that he made right after the bye week about what the future entails for NC State were souring to say the least, especially after it was reported that he was just redshirting and he was going to come back next year. But he's in the portal and now he has an opportunity to play elsewhere. When on the field, MJ Morris was a really good quarterback for the Wolfpack. He went 2-1 as a starter in 2022 in place of Devin Leary. He didn't win the starting job initially against Brennan Armstrong, had that relationship with Robert and the offensive coordinator, but then he gets to start and he goes 3-1 during that span. So he's 5-2 as a starter over 2 seasons. His completion percentage isn't anything to write home about, 59.2%. He had 7 touchdowns against 5 interceptions this year. I think in grand total, he has 13 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 1 rushing touchdown. Not really a mobile guy in terms of dual threat mentality, but he's elusive and he can absolutely manipulate defenses behind the line of scrimmage, utilize his legs for his second wind, and then find a receiver downfield. He has impressive wins on his schedule too. He beat Clemson, he beat Miami, and the Marshall game wasn't anything to write home about because he threw 3 interceptions, but he also threw 4 touchdowns. Ultimately, sometimes the best plan for everybody is to hit the reset button. It's a reset for NC State. They are in the portal now looking for another quarterback because they believe that they can contend in the ACC. And if you look at the numbers, they can. They are a proven commodity when it comes to ACC play. I view NC State as the perfect tier 2 school in all of college football. Like, you know what the brand is and you know what the standard is underneath Dave Duran. 9-3, maybe 10-2 is what you're looking for, but you're not really falling past 7-5. 8-4 is probably idle tier. They're consistent. They always find a way to get a few upset wins, and they usually rank somewhere in the top 25 of the AP and college football playoff poll. That's NC State. And they can get a veteran quarterback that runs a similar offense to what was going to be implemented with Robert and as the OC, and you can have success. I have no doubt about it in my mind whatsoever. But MJ Morris now gets a fresh start. And if you hear the way that he talks on multiple different radio shows and outlets about his future, it does seem like he is committed. And the reason why I think he's under the radar when it comes to quarterbacks, look at the names in the portal this year. Just look at the talented passers who are going to be looking for a new home. Riley Leonard is available from Duke. You had Dylan Gabriel from Oklahoma enter the portal. Will Rogers at Mississippi State. I get it. Really bad year this past season, but you change the entire style of offense that doesn't cater to your strengths, you're probably going to see a setback, and injuries didn't help. KJ Jefferson from Arkansas, more than likely, I would say, is going to enter the portal. You have other names that are potentially on the rise, like Kyle McCord. Tyler Van Dyke still has another year of eligibility, and maybe with a new location, he's better off for it. You're going to have now Jeff Sims back in the portal. Like, there is a laundry list of names of QBs looking for a new home. And so when you don't have the same type of production, the number of starts, the quality reps underneath your belt, you kind of get lost in translation. Like, Dante Moore may end up actually being one of the best quarterbacks that we see but we're not going to hear as much about him as the Kyle McCords and the Riley Leonards and the Dylan Gabriels of the world because they're proven commodities. We know what to expect from them. We have an inclination of what they can do. You kind of get MJ Morris like a ball of clay. Like, no, you don't expect him to be a mobile runner and utilize his legs for over 1,000 rushing yards, but he can be a guy that does manipulate and be elusive in the backfield and get plays extended downfield. So that is a huge plus in your favor. And he got 3 years of eligibility. So he still has 2 or 3 more seasons where he could really hone in his craft with the right offensive coordinator, build a great relationship with some young wide receivers, and be a trendsetter that takes you over the top. And there are going to be schools interested in him. There should be. LSU reportedly has already met with him, and I would not be shocked to see other Big Ten schools. I think Maryland with Mike Locksley, they could be looking to go ahead and add in a quarterback. South Carolina, maybe they want to go ahead and get in the transfer portal realm. He would make a lot of sense for them. There's going to be opportunities for him to play elsewhere. And make no mistake, the talent is evident. When you watch him play, he's got to work on the minor tweaks, but he can be a serviceable starter and maybe even a top 25 passer in college football with the right unit. I'm not ready to say that a guy like MJ Morris is going to transcend the next school he's at. I'm not going to say that he will be the reason that you have college football playoff aspirations, because we don't know what's going to happen. You may go to a school and lose your number 1 wide receiver during fall camp. Your offensive line is a makeshift load of crap. And then you're kind of just sitting there twiddling your thumbs saying, this is not what I signed up for. We don't know what will entail wherever MJ Morris lands. But from a talent standpoint, if you get the best version out of him, you really do have a special player at your hands. In a year where there's a ton of names entering the portal at quarterback, someone's going to be flying under the radar, where next season we'll be talking about them going, he's special. He's got something to him. I can't wait to see what he does in year 3. I think that's MJ Morris. You get him with the right quarterback coach. You get him with the right offensive personnel. Don't be shocked if you see the former Wolfpack quarterback punching his name up the leaderboards and maybe even leading a team to a college football playoff appearance. Thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.